The content creation space Studio 81. I talked with the founder and owner, Rob Decora, and studio manager, Ron Reynolds, about their versatile and unique space. It was a really cool space.
It is a cool space.
And you're gonna see it, so you're gonna take a look at that now. We're here with Rob, the owner and founder of Studio 81. Thanks for having us here.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Explain what this is.
Studio 81 is a content creation studio, and all that means is that you would come in if you needed to have photo, video, anything that you would use to either represent yourself or your business on the internet, right? So it's a turnkey solution. You can come in, we have either a full crew if you need it, we have lights to rent. If you already have somebody that does photo or video for you, you can just rent it as a shell. So you can just come in, bring your whole crew, we don't ever have to be here. And then you just take it and be on your way. And then if you were to want to utilize this space, because it's such a unique space for a private event, so people have hosted other things that are not film or photo related, just because you have a very unique backdrop, and it makes for a more memorable event than just a standard like rental space.
Absolutely. So what inspired you to create this space in Cedar Rapids?
When I moved here at the end of 2019, I have many clients that are not only national but global and need for me to film in commercial spaces. And I looked around and there weren't any film specific spaces for rent. So I needed a space that was soundproof enough to, it doesn't matter what was happening outside. And I also wanted something that was centrally located, so downtown here in the Armstrong Center in Granby, we're kind of right in the middle. It was just like the perfect place to put something like this. And I think what is also really special is that because this is one of the only film studios in eastern Iowa, we're actually driving more of a creative renaissance to downtown, right?
Yes.
So we're bringing more creatives here, and then we actually were able to have a company, massive pharmaceutical company, that was going to do a project in Chicago. The talent was actually in Iowa City.
Oh.
Instead of going to Chicago, they found out about us, did it here. It brought in 7 different people that were on the project from out of state into town for a couple of days. And then they hired 4 different Iowans, and that drove a little bit of tourism, it created jobs. And over time, we want to retain the creativity that's here in Iowa, right? We don't want to lose that to other cities. And so the more opportunities we can provide here, the better it's going to be, not only just for Iowans, but people are going to want to live and be here because we can be a creative hub, and we're much more affordable than some of those other larger cities. And I think that that's going to be huge going forward for economic growth.
What are some of the things you envision could be done here?
So we've already recorded a lot of things, brand videos, testimonials. We have people record music videos. We have almost anything and everything that you would use to market yourself. And again, if you wanted to come and do a podcast with a friend and just give it a shot, we have all the tools available. We also partner with Upload Media Group, which is a local, really great podcasting group. And so we're trying to just build a community of creatives, whether that is just somebody by themselves that just wants to do it and give something that they've had in their head a shot, or if that's for businesses so that they can grow, scale, become wider known, and push out Cedar Rapids businesses to the world.
Right, and you can bring your own equipment or you can use the studios.
Exactly. There's nothing that you're required to use from us except for just renting the space. The space comes with the cyc wall behind us, which is a 3-wall infinity wall. There's no curves from the floor to the walls or from the walls to each other, and that means that there's no shadows. So you ever see like an Apple commercial, Neutrogena, any of those commercials where like it looks like they're in a big void?
Yes.
So that's what that wall can do. And so it comes with that wall, and it's pre-lit, so there's lights already hanging. You use an iPad to control it. And not only can it be just a big white void, it can be any color you want. All the lights are color changing via the iPad. And if you were to shut those lights off, there's a 20-foot Dolby Vision projector, which is really great for watch parties.
Oh, cool.
You can use it as like a virtual backdrop and put yourself anywhere you want. So lots of creative things to happen here.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you brought this to our area. It's definitely needed.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited to be here. There's plenty of opportunities, and it's only been here since June, and I'm excited to see what else is able to be created here. So.
Yes, us too. Ron, you're the studio manager.
Yes.
Tell us a little more about the space.
Well, Rob covered a good amount of what this space is and the variety of uses that it has. One of the things that I like about it is the specific versatility of all the different areas. So yeah, we have the cyc wall over here that Rob mentioned is used as an infinity wall, or the kind of the void. We have a living room set, a poker room set, a lot of different areas. But by the time somebody comes in, that could be changed because it's always changing. It's a very versatile space, which means we can kind of customize it to whatever production's needed. If you need a certain type of set, we could work with that. If you're doing a YouTube video, we have backgrounds for that. If you want to do a podcast, we have different areas for that. One of the cool things about it that I've seen so far when people have come through for tours is, yeah, they like all the different spaces, but we also have this really beautiful green room.
Yeah.
And in typical parlance, a green room is where your talent hangs out backstage when they're not on air or on camera. And big award shows will have these things. So it has that kind of level of sophistication and comfort, but it can also be utilized as a shooting space. You can use the desk area for some content. You can use the couch area for that. There's a podcast little corner with 2 chairs and mics.
Little nook.
Exactly, and so a lot of people really like to see that, and it helps just kind of get different ideas in their minds about what to do with the space.
And you don't even need to be filming anything to use it. You could have a
Exactly.
meeting if you had
Yes.
somebody you wanted to impress.
Exactly,
Like
yes.
a cool spot.
Yeah, you can rent the space along with the studio, or you can rent the green room on its own for exactly that. If you have a high dollar client that you want to impress and you want to put them into a nice fancy space, the
There
green
you
room is
go.
there for you. If you just need a private office to work for a little while, you can do that too. So you can rent the studio by itself, you can rent the green room by itself, you can rent it all together. It really is a versatile space that doesn't really exist in the area.
No. There's something happening here Wednesday, right?
Yes, we're having a little event here for the holidays, and we're inviting business owners, marketing directors, content creators who may be interested in checking out the space and seeing what we can do for them to come on out and enjoy the festivities.
Well, thanks to you and Rob for inviting us in.
Thanks for coming by.
Go see Studio 81.